our panel discussion, talk about NIO. We've got a lot of great guests, and so if you're in the room and you want to join us, please come over. But let's get our panel discussion going. I'm going to invite our panelists up after I introduce myself. I suppose I should do that first. I'm Tim Stevens. I'm editor-in-chief of Roadshow, where we cover a lot of high-tech cars and stuff like that. So this is a really exciting panel that I'm excited to talk about. So we're going to be talking about Formula E and some really exciting, amazing, fast road cars as well, and how the technology between the two is shared. So let me introduce up our panelists. We're going to start with Padma Warrior, the CEO of NIO. Come on up, Padma. We've also got Alejandro Agag and Jerry Hughes, who's the team principal of NextEV NIO. Come on up. Welcome to a somewhat soggy New York. Not exactly California weather for you, sorry about that. But it's New York, so you can expect a little bit of humidity, a little bit of rain. I want to start actually talking about some of the production work that you've been doing, specifically the EP9. Got a little bit of feedback, all right, good. So the EP9 has been breaking records left and right, both with and without a driver. We'll talk about that a little bit too. What's the importance of setting records at places like the Nürburgring? Is it an engineering test, or is it a marketing test, or is it a little bit of both?
So I think it's a little bit of both. Does this on? Yeah. EP9, NIO EP9 is our supercar that we initially manufactured very few of, about 7 of them. And the intent with that was twofold. Firstly, to prove performance and electric vehicles can be synchronous. I think until EP9, until Formula E, people typically associated electric vehicles with very low-speed golf cart-ish vehicles. And so EP9 we built to mainly prove that it can break records, and we have broken records. Now EP9 holds the record for the fastest electric vehicle in the world. Then we took that car and we put some sensors and cameras in it and broke the record for the fastest autonomous lap at the Circuit of the Americas track in Austin, Texas in March. And the reason for doing that, again, is to show that a car can be driven or can actually go around the track without the driver, and to give confidence in the technology. I think there is this intersection happening with performance, electric, and technology all coming together.
And I think that's really interesting because when we think of EVs, we think of, you go to the track, you do a lap or two, and then typically they overheat a little bit, and that's pretty much the end of it. So to have a car that has that much power, can go that fast, and that's what you're leading with, I think is actually a really interesting thing that we haven't seen from other companies. Jerry, I know that it's a very different car, the EP9 versus the Formula E cars that are racing this weekend, but are there any parallels that you can draw between the two, or any learnings that you're picking up here at the track that are helping to develop the EP9, or vice versa even?
Yeah, thank you, Tim. I think it's clearly they're two very, very different vehicles, but there is a huge amount of synergy in terms of engineering and technology between the Formula E single-seater chassis and the EP9. We've learned a huge amount from running the EP9 around the circuits, as Padma said, and we do apply that knowledge and learning into Formula E and vice versa. So there clearly are some ingrained synergies between those two programs, certainly with respect to battery technology.
Alejandro, the Formula E series has been evolving since it launched a couple of years ago. It started out with largely spec cars for each team, but now that's backing back a little bit. Teams have a little bit more control. They can make their own powertrains. They can make some changes there. How do you see that evolution proceeding? Is that going to continue? Will we at some point see fully bespoke cars for each team?
Well, good morning everyone, and welcome to the New York E-Prix. I've been waiting for so long to say that I say it all the time now. Like a fantastic thing to be here in New York.
Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, Formula E was actually intended to be a platform for development of technology. So using competition as the motivation for that development, as has happened with combustion for many, many years, we wanted to create a championship where teams would fight to show who has the best technology. And the team who has the best technology and the best driver then would normally get a reward for their good work and win the championship or be in the podium or get points. So it's a very simple and straightforward philosophy, but that is the core of what we do. So that's going to obviously continue and increase. The thing is, we need to be very careful in Formula E about the cost control and to really open for technology development the windows that are relevant to electric mobility. We don't think aerodynamics is, obviously it's a little bit relevant, but it's not one of the key drivers for more efficiency in electric cars. So we don't want to be we don't want to open the window for aerodynamic development, for example. We think electric powertrains is obviously very important. We think battery technology is very important. But even in battery technology, we do a trade-off. We don't want to open it too early because we don't want the cost to skyrocket and then the teams suffer. So everything we do it on a gradual way. But I can definitely see the electric parts of the car being completely opened. And that will happen, as we say, gradually. And we very much coordinate with our teams and manufacturers to do that process. And the rest of the car looking pretty much the same. So I think, I always say this, if we want to keep the essence, and I think as long as I'm CEO of Formula E, the cars will look the same from outside. But inside, they will be different.
And Jerry, is that frustrating? Is that something not right on your end? Do you want more power? Do you want more freedom? Do you want a blank slate, as it were?
I was going to interject there when Alejandro was in mid-flight. I suppose as competitive teams, everybody wants to win and win all the time. So within the framework of the sporting and technical regulations, we'll do anything we can do to be competitive against the likes of Renault and other manufacturers. But I understand the philosophy about Formula E, the basis on which it was founded, and clearly the basis on which we'll develop the series as a platform for EVs. But as teams, we like to be competitive against each other. Clearly the drivers want to beat their colleagues and competitors, so we'll take any advantage we can find, whether it be aerodynamic, powertrain, or anything else.
And you mentioned aerodynamics maybe not being important, but obviously looking good is important, and we've seen some really incredible looking concept cars for the future of Formula E. Is looking futuristic, Alejandro, important to the franchise, to the series?
Yeah, we have seen a lot. I have seen them too, but I think I'm the only one that has seen the real one.
And?
I think I want to interject. I think there's definitely the notion that Alejandro mentioned. I think Formula E, it's all about how do you compete on the basis of the fact that it is an electric car? So focus on the powertrain differentiation, etc. But I think the way cars are going to look are going to be different in the future. The fact that they're electric gives us freedom to change many things that currently how cars are manufactured. Then when you take the next step with more and more autonomy, then that gives us another leap forward. And so NEO, we showcased our concept car, our vision car as we call it, NEO E. At South by Southwest, which really talks about the interior of the car being a living space, right? So it is also what the car is becoming is also changing in the future. So it'll be interesting to see how Formula E evolves to that future.
So let's talk about E a bit, because that's the next step. Now, we've got the EP9 out there doing all sorts of crazy stuff, even without the driver. But what does it mean to have a supercar that doesn't have a driver? What does it mean to have a performance car that drives itself? Is the passion still there? Is the point still there? Or is it just more of a thrill ride at that point?
I think, cars are one of those products, consumer products, that I would say are very aspirational consumer products for human beings around the world, no matter where you live. In the world, the first thing you want to buy with your paycheck is a car. And so this is human desire. I think cars we equate with mobility and freedom. So I believe that people will always enjoy that, right? So there's always going to be, space for performance cars, for racing. I think throughout history it's been there, it will continue to be there. Having said that, I think technology now allows us to do things, manufacture and design these machines, so to speak, to be very different, where there's a lot more digital technology. So as a young company, we are participating in all of this. We participated in Formula E almost from the very beginning. We launched a supercar. We now hold world records with that car. We launched a mass market vehicle for the China market, which is a 7-seater SUV with a swappable battery architecture. And in the US, we are working on fully autonomous vehicle. So you do need to participate in all these things in order to push the industry forward.